All right, welcome into Sportswrap OT. It is Tuesday, January the 20th. I'm Brian Parsons along with Tamara Brown joining us today. Jeff Snyder as always, and we're going to kick things off with a big event that happened last night, and it's hard for us to even comprehend the fact that the Indiana Hoosiers are the college football national champions after a 27-21 win over Miami last night. A great college football game. We all saw it late. Tamara had to stay up late to see the game and all the great highlights. It's hard to believe what Curt Cignetti has done. It's hard to believe that Indiana has climbed the mountaintop 16-0, and they are the unanimous college football national champions. Improbable, I would say, right?
Mm-hmm. When you said hard to believe, like the first thing I'm thinking about is I was playing the video before we started today. December 2023, when he was hired, I saw him at an Indiana basketball game, like talking to all the fans. I never took a back seat to anybody. Purdue sucks. Michigan and Ohio State. And I'm thinking to myself, like, oh God, like they're going to take that audio. And when those schools beat him, they're going to like make fun of him and throw it back in his face. And I can't believe he said that. But hey, he talked the talk and also walked the walk, because at that very moment, I would have never pictured they are where they are today. National champions, a perfect season, truly remarkable, but they deserve every bit of it.
They were 3-9 when he took over that team, and he made those comments about Michigan and Ohio State. Indiana had not defeated Ohio State since 1988.
Yeah. I mean, literally, I don't even think most people knew Indiana had a football team, to be honest. Like, they're a basketball school.
Are they?
Not anymore.
Well, I mean, historically they are.
Historically they are.
Historically, yeah, that's like saying, they're historically, but it's been a long time.
Right.
1987, when they won, Bob Knight won the national championship. That's the last time they've really been that relevant like that.
Not only is this Indiana football program, this is the greatest turnaround of all time, in my opinion. Because they were historically the worst major program in college football. They could not do anything. They could not win anything.
They never won 10 games.
They've won
back-to-back 10 games. So, they hadn't beaten Ohio State in however many,
almost 40 years.
40 years.
Yeah.
They beat Oregon twice. They beat Ohio State. They beat Alabama. They beat Illinois. They beat Penn State. They beat the great Old Dominion Monarchs.
Yes.
Barely in that first game. ODU played them tough.
ODU should feel really good about that game now.
I think for me, the turning point when I realized that they were for real, watching what they did to Alabama. That's when I said, okay, like they're for real. Like, I feel like it's hard to tell kind of during the regular season, especially with the conference realignments and all the different things. But then once they did that to Alabama, I was like, okay, they might be the real deal. Okay?
A true blue blood, and to annihilate them as they did. And there he is, the man of the hour, Curt Cignetti, the former James Madison head coach that led the Dukes. And he brought a bunch of Dukes with him to Bloomington. So let's talk about some of the players. You've got Kalen Black, Salem High School, Virginia Beach, leading most touchdowns on the team for Indiana. He comes from James Madison. You have Tyreek Tucker, Lake Taylor. He comes from James Madison. But here's where it gets really interesting. The defensive coordinator, Brian Haynes, James Madison. Offensive coordinator, Mike Shanahan, no relation, from James Madison. Special teams coordinator, Greg Kane, from James Madison. The most receiving touchdowns, Elijah Sarrett, James Madison. The dude that blocked that punt that got them a special teams touchdown. And whenever you get a special teams touchdown, there's a good chance you're going to win the game.
Yep.
Mikhail Kamara from James Madison, from Virginia.
Does that make it even more impressive that a lot of these players came from James Madison and not necessarily their 5-star recruits?
They don't have any.
Blows my mind. That's what it's hard for me to
now they're going to get them,
comprehend that.
Yeah.
Does he even want them though? His philosophy is production over potential.
Yep.
He wanted guys from other schools who could play ball and have proven they've played ball. And this is the end game. This is how it worked out. And
he wants the guy that played at James Madison for 2 years versus the guy that sat on the bench at Maryland and didn't play.
Absolutely.
And might be a 4-star, but there's a 5-star ahead of, but he's not getting the time. He wants the guy, the unheralded guy that he can mold and coach and buy into the system. And their execution is unbelievable.
Yeah.
They don't turn the ball over.
They don't commit penalties.
They don't commit penalties. They don't give up sacks. They dominated the line of scrimmage in the first half. Miami got a little more creative in the second half and moved the ball as they should, because they do have superior athletes. Miami does. They have the quicker, faster guys. But
I'm just trying to think of a college football team that was just so well oiled and so well coached and just executed everything so well to the point where they could beat more talented teams.
They
beat Miami on paper, more talented. Ohio State was the most talented team in college football this year. They were able to beat them twice. Beat them once.
I was trying to think of a team with that criteria. I feel like before Indiana, I feel like the best team I've seen was Joe Burrow's year at LSU.
That was,
but they were they were talented though, like with a bunch of
there's a 5 stars, the top 5, top 10 picks,
Jamar Chase.
Yeah, they were great.
Yeah.
So like that one's different because like half that team went to the NFL that year. So that year. So I'm trying to think of a team that fits that criteria that you mentioned. I really can't think of one.
Yeah, I mean, they were just so like just watching them. Like I'm supposed to not like them because they're in the Big Ten.
I think the peak Alabama teams because if you don't get Nick Saban vibes just by listening to him and looking at it, kind of looks like Nick Saban. You know, he kind of carries himself like a Nick Saban.
He's under the tree, right? He's under.
He left the Saban tree to go to IUPUI.
Indiana University of Pennsylvania.
Indiana University.
PSAC powerhouse.
I don't like the name, but he did that. He left Alabama because he told Coach Saban, "Look, I want to be a head coach. I'm going to go to this Division II school and climb the ranks at age 50." By the way,
there's a reason he went to that school. His father coached at IUP.
Right.
And then I got to call the worst loss of his career at IUP, which was great. But now
there aren't many losses.
Not many losses. He Google him. He is a winner. That's what he said.
Not many. He's only got 2 losses at Indiana.
Yeah.
He never won a national title at James Madison.
No.
But they did get to the championship game. They were very successful. It's Fernando Mendoza, man. What a player. That 4th down and 4 play from the 12 where
oh my God.
He ran it in, and I thought he was going to die.
Yeah, after rewatching that 3 times this morning, I cringed. Like, I jumped instantly.
He took...
And I would love to talk to him today to see how he feels.
2 hits. Mm-hmm. 2 hits and held on to the ball.
And that's after he was busted open in the first quarter. Mm-hmm. Like, he got hit in the chin and he was bleeding a little bit. So he was laying it out all out. This is a guy who's going to probably be a top 5 pick, maybe a top 1 pick in the NFL draft.
So glad I'm not a Raiders fan because I do not think Fernando Mendoza is going to be an NFL quarterback. I mean, he's going to be on a roster. He's going to be on a team. But do I think he's a 5 to 10 year starter in the NFL? No, I don't. I don't see it. He doesn't make the throws. Look at some of these. Look at, like, you bring up the Joe Burrow. They're a different class.
I'm sure we're going to get to this later, but Caleb Williams' throw.
We are going to get to that.
That is all over. Like he can't do that.
No, he cannot do that. No, he cannot do that.
No,
not
many people
wild.
can.
That was very Mahomes-like.
I love that guy.
Caleb?
Yes.
Yeah. We're going to be talking about him a lot.
He's my favorite young quarterback to watch. I mean, Jaden Daniels, I've forgotten about him.
So do you think that Mendoza could be like a Brock Purdy? Like just in the perfect system where he has the talent to where, you know, maybe he doesn't have to do that Caleb Williams, Mahomes type of, you know, improvisation.
I don't think you're going to be able to pull off those weird back shoulder throws that are short, the fades that they have to come back to. That's not going to work in the NFL. I don't think so. I personally, I don't think so. I mean, I'm no scout. He could be the next Tom Brady, man. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. To me, my eyes, what I see, I don't see an NFL quarterback. I don't think Carson Beck's going to be a great NFL quarterback.
Well, he's not.
I don't think, but no one expected Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
No, he's the last pick in the draft. Mm-hmm. I know, you're right.
Best Mr. Irrelevant of all time.
But
but sometimes you just need your Shanahan or McVay or, you know.
Again, it's all about the coaching. Mm-hmm. You know,
I think Fernando Mendoza will be successful in the NFL because he works. He can outwork it and he can figure it out on his own.
I don't think he has.
I think he's a smart enough kid that his brain will overcome any physical attributes that he lacks.
I don't think he has the arm, an NFL arm, or I just don't see it, man. You look at the NFL, the top tier quarterbacks, the guys that are still playing. He's not in that category. I just don't think he's in that category. But we'll see, man. I hope I'm wrong, man. I'm pulling for the guy. I mean, Indiana 16-0, Miami 13-3, finishes second in the AP poll. Ole Miss, Lane Kiffin-less Ole Miss, 13-2, comes in at third. Oregon 4th, Ohio State 5th. UVA comes in at 16th in the final AP poll. James Madison 19th in the final AP poll. Old Dominion received votes in the final AP poll, and if you're going to tally it up, they would technically be ranked 35th if they had a top 35, ODU would be in the top 35. So very successful season for a couple of Virginia schools.
Yeah.
Very cool
I
to see.
can't wait for the preseason AP poll already.
Oh, gee, I wonder why. Virginia Tech. Okay, so Tamara also worked for Notre Dame. Okay.
I worked for Miami too.
Oh, wow. So
Yeah.
two storied schools. We'll start with Indiana. You worked for the Fighting Irish, a very proud football school, obviously. They haven't won a national title since 1988. What do you think the mood is in South Bend when they look and see their little brothers, Indiana, doing what it just did?
I feel like it would light a fire under you, honestly, because when you're looking at who your, I guess, like rivals are, especially when it comes to recruiting, they're not too far away. And so for me, it's like, hey, we're supposed to be, the football school, the standard, like, and they made it all the way and we didn't.
Yeah.
But then also it's like, can you really compare, their season to ours just because they're in a conference, they had not an easier way, but they went to their championship game, therefore they got into the college football playoffs where we're not in a conference. So it's kind of different.
Do they play?
Like who?
Indiana and Notre Dame. They don't play.
Not usually.
Well, they should.
Maybe now.
Yeah.
Notre Dame usually will play their slate of ACC games, and then they'll usually play USC, which that's not on the schedule anymore.
Michigan State.
No, they don't play them. They usually will play
Navy.
Navy.
USC. No, they
USC.
canceled that one.
They canceled that.
God.
And so now I'm wondering, okay, maybe they'll add in Michigan. Michigan, they did play them. And then potentially they've played Michigan State like 1 or 2 times, but only like a hand. I feel like it's not very often. But I would honestly schedule Ohio State over all of those. But that's just me.
The ultimate test.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
But see, we're still basing it on the past.
I know. And
It's like we still can't wrap our head around the fact that Indiana's the dominant team in college
I
football.
do wonder if they're looking at this Indiana win though, and they're like, okay, maybe we should join a conference because we didn't even put ourselves in a place to have a chance because we're not in a conference.
But
that made it harder for them.
Is it true that they got some sort of deal where that if they finish
Top 12.
top 12, they're automatically in, right?
Next year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They negotiated that somehow.
We'll see.
So that they would have been in this year.
They would have been in this year. I think that's why they negotiated it.
It's hard to compare though, because it's like, would they have been there if they would have gotten in over Miami? I don't know.
1988 is a long time.
It's a long time.
We're talking Lou Holtz.
Yeah.
Is Lou Holtz even still? Is he?
He's
sorry.
alive.
Okay.
He's
all right.
alive. Yeah,
I
he's
have a
alive.
picture with him.
Lou Holtz, he came to the Norfolk, it was some sort of Norfolk Speakers Bureau thing, and Bruce and I went over and interviewed him, and we're hanging out, and he's drinking tea, like iced tea, and he offers this up, Lou Holtz himself. Lou Holtz does not drink water.
No.
Doesn't drink water.
Okay.
And it works out for him.
He says you can't taste it.
He's in his 90s.
He said you can't taste it, so everything's got to be flavored for him. So there you have it. Lou Holtz doesn't drink water. Another
That's a
old
great fun
timer
fact.
that probably appreciated last night would be Lee Corso, the former Hoosiers coach.
Yes.
So that must have been a special moment for him because he
Yeah.
was the coach back in the 70s or 60s or something like that.
Also, this is like full circle, it feels like when I was at Miami, Manny Diaz was the coach.
Oh, wow.
And it's just interesting to look and be like, at that moment, I would have never pictured Miami going to a national championship with Manny Diaz. And now it's crazy seeing that he coached, Duke to the ACC championship. Obviously, like, knew that they weren't going to the college football playoffs. But, like, it's just seeing how Miami is now under Cristobal and what he was able to do.
Cristobal, it's really worked out. You could call last night's game the Sun Belt Bowl in a way, or because he coached FIU when they were in the Sun Belt and Conference USA.
All
and
the
it
ties
wasn't
in the
that-
game was insane.
It was crazy ties.
They all went to this school,
Yeah.
and I'm like, what are the odds? What are the odds? And did you hear that the school he went to, they're not having school today because either way, like they were celebrating someone, whether it be Mendoza winning or Cristobal winning because they
Christopher
both
Columbus
went to school
High
there.
School?
Yeah, they canceled school today.
That's one of the biggest Catholic schools in Miami.
They canceled school.
Yeah, they turn out a lot of good athletes, a lot of politicians. Like it's a very big name, very well-to-do school in that area.
Isn't that insane though?
It's crazy
They had
Miami-
a whole watch party at the school and everything. Like,
It's crazy Miami didn't want Mendoza. I wonder why they didn't go after him, considering he's grew up right near the.
He said he tried to walk on. They told him no. So
I wonder, would that timing have been when Manny Diaz was there or no?
No.
Mendoza's what, 22, 23 years old?
Yeah.
So that would have
Well, he started at Cal.
That's right.
So, and then he transferred from Cal to Indiana. To Indiana.
So who was the coach?
5 years ago?
I think that was Manny Diaz.
It had to be Manny Diaz, right?
Yeah, so it had to have been when I was there that it was declined.
But I don't know if that was when he was even, was that even a possibility then? Him to Miami.
Well, he was a 2-star recruit.
I'm thinking after he left Cal, when he transferred out of Cal, he was probably maybe looking at Miami. But I guess they had Carson Beck, and they were saying, we're paying him $4 million a year. We can't afford you.
When I was at Miami, Derek King was the quarterback from, was he at Houston before that? Memphis? One of those.
One of those.
So what do you think the mood in Miami is? The Coral Gables, is it a positive? Hey, look, we got to the championship game. We might not even made the playoff. We made a run. The upside,
job's not done.
The future looks bright.
The job's not done. I feel like that would be the vibe. The job's not done.
Because it's the U. I mean, come on. You saw the sidelines. You saw all the star power of all those guys. Michael Irvin. I'm sorry. You're starting to get a little tired of seeing Michael Irvin out there.
I would say the job's not done, and I'm a little interested to see what's going to happen as far as like NIL deals and stuff like that. How that will sway who comes in to both of those schools. Because I saw Mark Cuban on apparently is giving even more money to Indiana.
Yes,
so
he is.
Yeah, we'll see with both of the schools what happens.
And I will say any baseball fan who thought he might buy the Pittsburgh Pirates because he's a Pittsburgher, I think he's going to spend his money on Indiana now.
Yeah,
he can afford both. Actually,
he can't afford both, but
I think he could afford both.
But he sold his majority stake in the Mavericks, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, a long time, like a few years ago. So
I think my biggest thing, if I was Miami, it's like the chance to win a natty in your house is crazy. And to know that like you won't have the opportunity to do that again is
or probably not.
Probably
no,
not.
because the next 3 sites have already been laid out, and
they're in Vegas next year, right?
Vegas, Tampa, and I think New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
were the 3 spots. So
typical places they'd like to go.
Just kind of get a little wrap up. We do have a package from our Next Star affiliate up in Indiana that kind of filed this report of the game, and this is all footage that we are allowed to use because they shot it.
It might not be Hoosiers, it might not be Rudy, but Indiana's incredible football season, storybook as it was, is a script only Hollywood could come up with. And it took all 60 minutes for Indiana to finish things off and make history.
I can't even put into words, man. We knew it wasn't going to be easy. I mean, it's a great football team. They play hard, they play physical, they play like us, control line of scrimmage, but all credit to them. But, our guys, they fought their tails off. And I'm so proud.
It's like a dream come true. It all feels so surreal.
The guy looks 40 years old.
So, I mean, after the season,
I wouldn't go that far.
I'm going to look back
he doesn't look like a college student.
And see, like, what really happened this whole year.
Why is this team so special?
Because you got a bunch of guys that were like-minded. We were told no. We had limitations put on us.
Little walk and talk, as we call it in the business.
Got to college, and everybody said, forget that. We'll make our own limitations, and there are none. This team is special. We love each other. We just want to play for each other. And that's how you end it with a team like that. We have a team full of believers, a team full of guys that believe in one another and go out here every day and put our best on the line so that we can win games. And it showed up today. And I feel like if anybody had doubt, we were able to put it on tape that we shouldn't be doubted.
Winning the first individual awards, I put that in quotation marks, was a foreshadowing.
If cliches were a drinking game, then we would be completely inebriated right now.
Hey, we're starting to get respect. When you give us a little respect, let us run with it, because then we become national championships on January 19th.
We're 16-0. 16. National champions at Indiana University, which I know a lot of people thought was never possible. It probably is one of the greatest sports stories of all time. Mm-hmm. But it's all because of these guys.
27-21, a score that will live in Indiana fans' minds forever. And how about the complimentary football? Mendoza had his great touchdown moment on 4th down. Special teams blocks a punt, scores a TD there, and defense ends with an interception. That is Curt Cignetti's complimentary football, and it ends in that historic 16-0 season and a national title.
Crazy,
In Miami, with the
speaking of
Hoosiers,
cliches,
I'm Chris Woodley.
All 3 phases, man.
It was all 3 phases: offense, defense, special.
It was
teams.
literally all 3 phases, and I still can't believe
the
it.
stats for this are crazy. By the way, so Indiana, before Cignetti took over 2 years ago, had only beaten a top 10 AP top 10 team 6 times. Since he's
in the history,
over,
we're talking
ever
100 years,
100 years of Indiana football. They have won beaten 6 AP top 10 teams since he took over.
I mean, it's believable when you look at the people in their conference. Like, you're not beating Ohio State.
No.
You're not beating Michigan.
No.
Like,
You're not. You really shouldn't be beating Penn State either.
yeah, Penn State too.
Or literally, or Michigan State.
And you go years past, they weren't beating Iowa. They weren't beating Illinois. They weren't beating the ranked teams.
Wisconsin, no.
I know they had that one little window there when they had Michael Penix during that weird COVID year.
Yeah, they had the weird COVID year. And
I forgot who the head coach even was, but it was.
It was actually someone pretty.
Was it somebody that we should know?
It was a name. Hold on.
It was a name.
It was a name.
It was a name.
Oh my god.
Indiana.
Who was it? It was. But anyway, that was like the last time, and it wasn't that long ago. But that whole COVID year was a weird deal.
It was
so
weird.
I don't.
Yes.
Everything about that. Penn State was down that year.
It was Tom Allen.
Also,
Tom Allen.
He was there for a long time.
That is a name.
Mm-hmm.
one quick note that I just thought about when we were talking about Miami, like what's the vibe there, you think, right now? The vibe is like, we're not done yet. And the vibe is, did you see who they're looking at for their quarterback?
No, I did not.
Which, I don't know, because allegedly Duke's quarterback entered the portal and allegedly they're thinking he's going to Miami. But also allegedly Duke plans on suing him because he's under contract. This is
Now we
all,
have-
I have to say allegedly in all this because allegedly he is under contract for $4 million, a multi-year $4 million a year. And allegedly his new home is supposed to be Miami. So like they're already looking ahead like, okay, Beck is out. Who is our next quarterback? Like job's not done.
Now we have schools suing players.
Yeah.
Their own players.
This is so awesome.
Because-
Everyone says, "Oh, this new
because-
era of college football sucks." This is so entertaining.
If you like chaos, then this is great.
But so I'm wondering, like, can Miami just buy him out of this $4 million a year? I don't know how many year contract, and then
We'll have to contact our legal team to get an answer on
sure.
that. I don't know.
because like my thing is like, let's be real, Duke's NIL money has nothing on Miami's NIL money.
You wouldn't
they're
think,
not even touching.
But
No,
you would
their
also
NIL
think
money
there's
goes to
probably
the basketball team.
the true.
Yeah,
True.
That's
true.
They are incomparable in terms of the money that they're
But
offering.
I would think there are some wealthy Duke alums out there.
Oh, sure.
That are willing to dish out
great
the
school.
money. But it's small school, and well, Miami's a
and
pretty
also,
small school
is that
too.
awkward if they end up if Duke wins the legal battle and he has to stay there? Is that then awkward?
Yeah.
That like you're like,
Yeah, I don't even want to be here, dude. I tried to leave, you wouldn't let me.
I'm trying to go to South Beach.
I'm going to the other team every single play.
You ever been to Durham on a Tuesday in February? It ain't so great. A little different than South Beach.
So I mean, if Miami wants to get back to the national championship again next year, they are going to have to find a quarterback. So I mean, they clearly have a great coach, and they're going to get a lot of great recruits in. I actually saw a lot of those Ohio State players that are originally from Florida. A lot of them, I think, are transferring down to Miami. So
Great.
now they just need a quarterback. Maybe it's Duke's quarterback. I don't know.
When it's a 3-point game, Snyder, what are you thinking? Are you thinking that, hey, man, Miami's kind of got a little bit of momentum here? They're making big plays.
Yeah.
The playmakers are making the plays.
Yeah,
And you're
I thought so. And, a veteran quarterback like Carson Beck, who's been in a situation before where he's played in a national championship or at least been around it. I thought, hey, they're going to lead a drive and maybe he can at least tie the game up, get the extra point. But no.
How about the Indiana guy that had
Threw the pick.
the flinch?
Yeah, that was crazy. Just the slightest move.
I mean, the slightest.
Which is crazy to even saw it because, again, they're not a penalized team at all.
God.
So
And that's a 5-year. So that made it 2nd and 6, I believe, in that situation.
yeah, and Carson Beck, he threw one out there, he underthrew it, just a bad throw, and it's picked off right in the Indiana defender's hands, and that was it. And Carson Beck has to go get a job now.
So it's interesting that happened because I had someone on my show before the championship game, like to preview it last week. I have to get a plug to my show, not another sports show. Had someone on there on Wavy Plus, and I was asking her, which quarterback she thought was going to be better in this game, and she said Mendoza. She was like, Carson Beck. She was like, he makes too many mistakes, and I don't have the faith that he won't make a mistake when it comes down to it in this game. And
He did.
Yeah.
she was like, I don't have faith in him. That
he made a mistake.
She was right.
She called it. She was like, I think he's not as mistake free as Indiana is, basically.
Do we think he gets an NFL look, or maybe even a UFL look, or do we think his college football career or his football career in general is done? Because I just don't see him as a pro.
I don't get coaching vibes either from him. As like that he wants to be a coach.
I mean, maybe a late round.
Maybe. I mean, he did graduate
Someone's
from school
like
2 years
practice
ago.
squad roster, maybe.
Maybe. I mean,
with the way quarterbacks go down these days, my
it's true.
God. Like the Giants, was that this year or last year when they were down to like third string, fourth
Tommy
string?
DeVito.
Yeah.
That was last year, but
That was
they
crazy.
didn't have Jackson Dart the whole year this year either.
So you never know. Practice squad quarterbacks are important these days.
And the quarterback position can be unpredictable because when it comes to like the NFL growth, a lot of these guys can be late bloomers. We'll talk about probably Sam Darnold in the next segment and things of, people have given up on that guy. And now he's a game away from the Super Bowl.
I'm included in that.
So you are?
Yeah, I didn't have faith.
Oh, and
Sam Darnold.
No, I don't think many people
I don't
did.
think anyone did. I wrote him off pretty
when
quickly.
he's bouncing around the league and all these teams, and he just can't find his right situation. And then back-to-back years, he's had great seasons. So now he's got now I guess did he exercise the demons from last year when people are like, man, we heard about you all year. We finally get to watch you, and you lay an egg here, man.
So he's another one that I'm a little worried about. Where I'm like, when it comes down to it, when the game's on the line, can you trust him to not throw an interception?
I don't know. I think
like if he has a chance, if they need a game-winning drive with 2 minutes left, against the Rams, can you trust him to not turn the ball?
I would say no. I don't know enough about him. I don't know. I haven't watched him enough.
Here's the thing: it's gonna be all on him because his receivers are too good not to hit. I mean, he's got that team is so stacked.
JSN is so fun.
Their speed, that team speed,
JSN is so fun.
Good God.
Do we want to get into the NFL playoffs?
Yeah, we're gonna take a break. We're gonna come back. We're gonna talk about NFC Championship weekend coming up next. Sportswrap OT continues on the CTV app, Wavy Plus. We'll be right back.
One.
All right, we got some bad news here on Sportswrap OT. I hate to be the breaker of bad news, but we only have 3 football games left until the sweltering heat of August. So savor these moments, everybody.
What? You're not going to watch the UFL?
I don't count that.
Okay.
I don't count. It doesn't count. It doesn't count.
I would just like to say that college basketball is it.
It is. I'm not quite. I've got it. Let me get through the Super Bowl, and then we can start talking.
Yeah.
Then I can start concentrating on hoops. And it's hasn't, as an Old Dominion fan, there has not been much to cheer about.
Well, you can watch the other Virginia schools. There's plenty to watch.
Yeah, UVA and Tech are looking pretty good. And James Madison is not. Norfolk State is not. Hampton, okay. William & Mary, up and down. VCU, okay.
George Mason's
George
good,
Mason
right?
is having. George Mason is 17-1 and 5-0 in the A10. Tony Skinn.
And who's their one?
Oh, their one is Virginia Tech. I did. I looked it up. It was Virginia Tech.
I was there.
You could have just looked at her and just figured it out who it was.
Okay, so we got conference championship weekend. They're forecasting as of Tuesday. We're looking at very cold temperatures on Sunday and lots of snow. And Tamara's beef stew is what is on the menu for Sunday. AFC Championship kicks things off at 3:00. The Patriots against the Broncos. Patriots are 5.5-point favorites, and that would probably be because of the quarterback situation in Denver. Bo Nix is out with a broken leg.
Yeah.
And being replaced by Jarrett Stidham.
Jarrett Stidham, who has taken one snap all year for a knee.
Let's go ahead and roll the video of the AFC.
Yeah,
here.
sure.
He did take a victory formation.
He took a victory formation earlier this year.
There's Drake May. He's had a season.
I would just like to say too, I think another thing that plays into it, Jarrett Stidham was in New England when I was in New England. So there's a lot of familiarity with Jarrett Stidham. They know a lot about him. He was in New England for forever. So
And they thought a lot of him, I thought, right? There's the guy that's helped turn it around, Mike Vrabel.
Yeah.
What are your dealings with him? You ever dealt with Coach Vrabel?
He's awesome. He is awesome. I just have to think that if you were the Tennessee Titans right now, you're just like, what did we do?
If you're the Cleveland Browns right now,
What did
you
we
had him
do?
you had him in the house and you let him go.
Yeah.
Was he on the Brown staff with Stefanski?
Mm-hmm. He was like a quality control.
After he got let go from Tennessee?
Yeah, and then he was just Browns gave him a job because he's got a good.
Didn't he have the
Yeah,
Titans in like the AFC Championship game against the Patriots?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, why would you? Yeah,
I mean, allegedly, the whole thing came down to Vrabel came back to be honored at a Patriots game, and during an interview, which actually I did, hilariously enough. He talked about like there's no place like here. And as the head coach of the Titans, when your owner hears that, not a huge fan. And allegedly, that's what it came down to.
He probably just meant as like a player or whatever.
Exactly. He played there. So like
he won championships.
The fans there absolutely beloved him.
Yeah.
And he loved them back very well.
I think it was
I've heard great stories about Mike Vrabel, how he treated fans and people who worked at the stadium. He would talk to the janitors. He would talk to the security guards. So he was well liked, loved in New England. Of course, he's going to show that love back to
There's
them.
Bo Nix walking off with his bum ankle leg, and there is the man of the hour that's going to replace him, Jarrett Stidham. Those uniforms are absolutely beautiful. I wish they would bring those Broncos uniforms back. I love those so much. But so you're talking about, well, what are the chances here? I can look back to 1990 when the New York Giants were one of the top teams in the NFL, and San Francisco 49ers were even better. The 49ers were going for a three-peat that year with Joe Montana. And Phil Simms, the starting quarterback, gets injured in week 15. So enter Jeff Hostetler, the former West Virginia quarterback, who had a couple of career starts, 3 career starts or something like that. And the Giants defense was so good. Lawrence Taylor, all those guys. And he led the Giants to the Super Bowl over the Bills. So it can happen. We saw Nick Foles do it. I mean, people want to maybe bring up Tom Brady as a backup that's done it. I don't know if that really counts because he took over, mid-season as opposed to, I think Nick Foles took over in week 13, and then you got Hostetler took over week 15.
Yeah, but someone taking over in the middle of the playoffs in the conference championship, that's a tall task.
It is.
That's a tall task. Bo Nix got hurt. I think it was the second last play of the game. I didn't even see what happened.
Yeah, we couldn't tell.
We couldn't tell. They were showing the replay of the Bills defender crashing out on the referee, so no one really saw what was happening with Bo Nix.
Because it was Laura Rutledge, I believe, that was interviewing him after the game, and she was like, why are you so dejected? He's like, just an intense game. But at that point, he probably knew. Something was up. I mean, if your ankle, was it his ankle? Was it his ankle?
It's an ankle.
The ankle?
It was an ankle.
So if you have a fractured ankle, then you can't put any weight on it. That's probably not going to heal in a week.
I think he already had surgery in Birmingham.
Let's talk about this guy, number 7, the guy on the right there, man. CJ Stroud did not have a good game.
Yeah.
He's had a bad 2 weeks in the NFL. And, Troy Aikman brought up a very interesting point about, you have a decision to make here. If you're the Texans, you have to really consider whether you have the faith to give this guy a big money extension, because in the 2 moments where you needed him to step up the most, he looked awful.
I think you have to give him the money, because if you don't, there's a bunch of people that need a quarterback right now, and you don't want him to go to another team and be great, obviously. So
or do you move on and bring somebody else in? I don't know who they're.
I don't think it's as bad as like where the Miami Dolphins right now are with Tua. They have to move on from him.
Yeah,
Well,
he was basically deactivated at the end of the season.
Yeah,
right?
This was what?
I don't think it's this bad.
No,
for him.
3 or 4 for Stroud. I can't remember. I think it's 3.
I think it's 3 because the first 2 years he was great.
Yes,
and I have to believe, benefit of the doubt, maybe there's some sort of injury that we don't know about, because when you fumbled the ball 5 times against the Steelers.
We're going to give it the weather. It was cold and snowy and disgusting.
He should know how to play in that weather, though. He went to Ohio State.
It's crazy observation.
I'm just saying.
It's very interesting and wild how much the weather slowed these games down. It was crazy how much the pace was slowed down.
It's
a thing.
It's a thing. Especially up north in New England, it's a thing. I don't recommend.
Have you had to be on the sidelines of a snow rain game that?
Oh yeah. It's not something I would recommend. I feel like the problem is not necessarily like it's cold. It's like your hands are literally frozen because you're wet and cold, and it's 10 to 15 degrees outside.
Yeah, I don't like that.
So
were they saying that Matthew Stafford wore a scuba gear underneath his?
I believe it.
To keep his core warm.
However,
that's like a wetsuit kind of thing,
So looking at Sean McVay on the sidelines, he looked like he was just in a long sleeve shirt and a vest, and I was like, why does he, everybody else had on the big puffy coats, and I'm like, I know he has to be cold.
Oh, he's got that Nike Tech stuff, man.
No, but I feel like that's still not enough.
I think maybe a couple layers of that Nike Tech is crazy.
In Chicago?
He grew up in the North. He could handle it.
Whew.
He might have like a wetsuit on underneath that. Like if you can go surfing in the ocean when it's 10 degrees, then, that wetsuit, those things do wonders. And that's some crazy technology.
Also, I looked up the numbers for Vrabel when he was at the Titans. So in his first two seasons, they were 9-7. Then they went to the AFC Championship game.
They were 11-5 that year, I think.
Then the next year they were 11-5 and they lost in the first round of the playoffs. Then the next year they were the AFC's number 1 seed, but then they lost to the Bengals. And then the next 2 years they only won 7 games, and so then that's when they let him go.
So he had 5 winning seasons. And then
had 2 back-to-back, but I feel
what the quarterback situation?
that was my thing.
Had they lost Tannehill at that point?
Yes. And so that's my thing is like at that point when they had rough seasons, I think that's just when they lost AJ Brown, and then they also needed a quarterback.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
they still might need a quarterback. I don't know if Cam Ward's the answer or not. We'll see about that.
A lot of people need a quarterback. That's why I said with the CJ Stroud situation, I'm like, Pittsburgh needs a quarterback.
Yeah.
The Dolphins need a quarterback.
Yes.
So I'm like, wait, do the Jets? Do they need a quarterback?
Probably.
Who was the Jets quarterback?
Yeah, who is their quarterback?
It was who was
Fields. Fields, yeah.
Justin Fields.
Yeah, they need a quarterback.
Yeah. So there's so many people. I feel like
Cleveland
you have
needs
to
a
pay him
quarterback.
because the other teams really need one bad. Cleveland does not need a quarterback. Come on.
Who's the quarterback?
Who do you think the quarterback is?
They have 3. Well, I'm gonna say they have 2.5.
2.5.
2.5.
Wait, are you talking about Deshaun Watson and Shedeur Sanders?
Yes, and then the half being Dylan Gabriel.
He could go with Kevin Stefanski to Atlanta.
I do find it interesting that you said they needed a quarterback because I was looking up the draft order the other day, and under needs for the Browns, it has quarterback still listed as number 1.
Yeah. Well, it's not the number 1 need. I think they need receivers and no linemen, but
all right, the nightcap on Sunday at 6:30 on Fox 43. We got the LA Rams and Seattle Seahawks. LA Rams favored by 2.5. Road favorites for the LA. No, Seattle's favored by 2.5. What am I saying here? Seattle home favorites 2.5 there in the Pacific Northwest.
I don't know if I
Seahawks.
can pick that.
Seahawks to me are the best team in football. In my eye test wise, that's what I see. I think
they're pretty stacked.
I just think
I like that defense a lot.
Sean McVay is so smart, and Matthew Stafford has been there, done that. T-shirt, hat, keychain. Like he's seen every type of situation, whether it's cold weather, whether it's being down. Like he's faced so much adversity. He has a great head coach. I feel like they're gonna scheme up something and find a way to win.
Yeah, I've got the Seahawks in this one. Snyder, what do you like?
I have more faith in that duo than I have faith in Sam Darnold. I think Sam Darnold is my only reason why I cannot pick the Seahawks.
Yeah, he's kind of the X factor here, but I do think the Seahawks defense is just so good. I know Matthew Stafford's played like an MVP. He probably will be the MVP of the league this year.
And he's throwing to that guy.
And he's throwing to Puka Nacua, who's unbelievable. But if they can cover Puka Nacua, they can really lock out like probably half the offense. And if they can stop Kyron Williams, they kind of choke off the other half of it.
I think what we're looking at, though, is a great game. They played twice in the regular season. The rivals, there's your guy right there. Tamara Hayton on that guy. The journeyman that is the game. I can see why. I mean, he's
I think
bouncing
him
around.
and Zach Wilson, I'm in the same boat for both of them. I don't have any faith. They look better. I will say they look better than what they did in New Jersey. I would keep saying New Jersey, but same difference where they're located.
Yeah, we know.
Swamp.
They're located in New Jersey, but they're New York Jets. But
New Jersey Jets.
Both of them, I don't have any faith when it comes down to it. They look better. They have improved, but I'm not all the way there yet.
I think I have a little more faith in Darnold just based on the fact of what he did last year with the Vikings, the kind of career resurrection, and then to do it again with Seattle this year. But it's like, is he the ultimate gap guy? At what point is somebody going to be like, hey, you're our guy? I guess he has to win a Super Bowl. Maybe not. Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl, and then the Ravens moved on and went with Elvis Gerback.
Oh my God. Part of me thinks that Darnold got a fire lit under him after the Vikings decided to go with old 9, JJ McCarthy. And you saw how horrible that worked out for the Vikings this year. So I think Sam Darnold's he's got a lot. He is this is like year 6 in the league for him. He still has something to prove to himself and everybody else. And I think with that chip on his shoulder, I think he's going to play a great game. He didn't really have to do much in the divisional round. I think he threw for 1 touchdown, only 140 yards or so. But he'll have to come out and sling the ball this time around.
Also playing with an oblique injury, too.
Yes.
So he's a tough guy to kind of go through that. All right, anybody, within 5 seconds, name me the coach of the Seattle Seahawks. Who is it?
It's a name.
That's how unknown. His name is Mike McDonald.
Not Mike McDaniel?
Not Mike McDaniel, no.
Not Josh McDaniels.
Isn't that crazy?
I literally did not know their coach.
I didn't either.
That's terrible.
Isn't that wild?
Mike McDonald, huh?
Mike McDonald is the head coach of the Seattle Seahawks. This is the Seattle's getting no respect and no love. Tamara's hating on Sam Darnold. Nobody knows who the head coach is.
I mean,
And they're favored to go to the Super Bowl.
I feel like I'm the type of person that you just have to prove it to me. Like Indiana, I think they proved it to me once they beat Alabama. I said, oh, okay. And so I think if Sam Darnold can get to a Super Bowl, then I'd be
All right,
okay.
then he's what's like.
I think even if he doesn't win the Super Bowl, I think I could give him a lot more respect because he got there.
I said Indiana was going to lose to Oregon, and I just remember Snyder going, "Why?" And I was like, "Well, I mean, I just think eventually, it's like they have to. It's kind of the same thing. They've got to prove it to me. I just don't know, man. I just think the talent's going to run out, and I mean, obviously, happy to be wrong on that one.
Do you think that either one of these NFC teams is better than the AFC's options?
As far as
Like, do you think the NFC is going to end up taking the Super Bowl trophy home, or do you think one of these AFC teams can beat one of those?
I think Seattle's going to win it all.
Okay.
Think Seattle.
New England undefeated on the road, though. That's a very interesting stat. Undefeated on the road, and they're going to Mile High against a backup quarterback.
Yes.
So,
but they've never played well there.
That's a hard place. As someone who's lived in Colorado, that's a hard place to play.
We need to play.
I'm just saying.
We need to have
I need to have a map here.
No, we need to have places Tamara did not live.
Yeah,
is what we need.
You ever see the Animaniacs, the song with all the countries and the states and stuff?
No.
That's you.
So it's so funny. Yesterday on Family Feud, my grandma watches Family Feud, so we watch it with her.
Oh yeah.
And one of the questions was like, how many states has the average person been to? What's your answer?
What do I think the average?
Yeah,
I would say the average person has probably been to 15 states.
I put that around there too. 15.
How many states for me?
Well, for
least
you,
30.
I would go 40.
32. See, all right.
Yeah, that's right. I didn't go over. I win.
So what is the average?
5.
Oh wow!
Isn't that crazy?
Really?
5.
I mean, it also depends.
I think that's kind of crazy. 5 is crazy.
Especially if you live in the north.
10.
If you live in the Northeast,
It should be all
of them.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because I feel
But
like
if you live out west,
Yeah.
that makes more sense.
Because I feel like for us, like you've been to Virginia, DC, Maryland, like you've been to all of them. So, but for real, Colorado, the altitude, working, like I had to drink so much more water. Working out was way harder. Like I see why, so many Olympians go there to train because it's very different.
Yeah, okay.
It's so different.
Yeah, that's where the Olympic headquarters is,
Yeah.
isn't it?
It's so different.
Denver.
Colorado Springs.
Colorado Springs. Yep.
That's where I lived. And it's very different. So I see why people
5
struggle
states. That's crazy.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, but you think out west too. But out west, there's more of a flying culture out west
Yes.
too. It's not much to. If you live in.
If you live in Vegas, you're flying everywhere.
I'm going to fly. I'm flying to Vegas, or if I know then in Texas flying is big, much bigger than it is here. Because here we can just hop on a train or drive.
But do you think
we're not going to fly to DC here.
I feel like we're not the average person too because we work in sports and so we are always traveling.
Yeah.
Like the average person in a normal job, I don't think it's traveling as much.
Right.
Like I would say my 32 states, like I sat there and listed them all out last night. Majority of the states I would have never gone to if I wasn't working in
What
sports.
state have you not gone to that you want to go to the most?
Oregon.
You've never been to Oregon.
Like I've been to Wyoming, Idaho, like those 2 places I would have never been before. Nevada, not even just like Las Vegas, but like just random places.
Hawaii?
Haven't been there
You
yet.
got to go to Hawaii. Hawaii's perfect.
But Oregon, I really want to go. Nike headquarters?
Yeah.
Come on.
All right, we're always running out of time.
Yeah.
That's the NFL this weekend. Again, a very somber time in the sports world. We're gonna mourn the loss of football. Only 3 games, and then we have to wait until August. And Jeff's gonna be watching
but
this
March
UFL
Madness.
stuff.
No, I'm not. I'm watching NASCAR. What are you talking about?
No, I still think there's something about March Madness, like basketball
Yes.
being on,
I love
starting
March
at like
Madness.
12
Yeah.
o'clock.
I know. It's the
awesome.
greatest.
Just know
It's
that
the greatest.
I run the brackets here. So, yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I've won it before.
You have. I
Do
won
you
it.
do
Yeah.
men and women's bracket?
We floated that idea. I think we're going to do it
You
this
should
year.
do both.
I think we're doing both this
Okay.
year.
Separate.
Separate.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, for sure. more fun for everybody.
I don't know who the best women's team is this year. I'm assuming it's the UConn, South Carolina,
Stanford,
LSU.
Strangely enough, UConn and Vanderbilt
Vandy, huh?
are undefeated.
Vandy, man. Vandy's spending that money.
Yeah, they were on yesterday on Fox 43.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Because, like, I mean, not saying it in a bad way, but just I wouldn't have expected them to be undefeated right now.
Especially playing in Tennessee, where Tennessee would probably get all the best recruits.
All right, we're going to come wrap it up with our final segment. We're going to remember the life of the great Bob Weir of the Grateful Dead. That's next on Sportswrap OT. All right, welcome back to Sportswrap OT. We've got just a couple of minutes left, and I wanted to talk about one of my favorite people of all time, the artist I've probably seen more, I definitely seen live more than any other artist. Bob Weir passed away last week at the age of 78, a true road warrior. What a career. Started with the Grateful Dead in 1965, and then the Grateful Dead disbanded in 1995, and he went on to other projects, Rat Dog further, The Dead, the other ones, Dead and Company. And out of all the times I've seen him live, I tallied it up with all those different combinations of bands. I've seen Bob Weir 93 times live.
93.
From age 19 to age 50.
I don't think I've seen a band twice in my life. So
yeah,
that's incredible.
93 times from the Hampton Coliseum to the Capitol Center. Well, it's a cool one. So the Capitol Center in Landover, the Spectrum in Philadelphia, the Omni in Atlanta, the old Charlotte Coliseum, RFK Stadium. What do all those things have in common? They're all gone. They've all been torn down.
Should go to Richfield Coliseum too. I mean,
they
recorded an album there.
The Grateful Dead played at Richfield Coliseum all the time, and I always remember when they would route these tours, it would be like 3 nights at the Capitol Center. Do we have the pictures?
Oh yeah,
3 nights at the Capitol Center, the 6 nights at Madison Square Garden, 6 nights at Boston Garden. And then there'd be like a little 2-nighter Richfield Coliseum, and then usually they would do Richfield on the way to Chicago.
Right, that makes sense.
Kind of on the way, but they loved playing in the Cleveland area. I guess it's a big Deadhead fan base there.
Oh yeah, totally. My uncle was a huge Deadhead. Had the bear stickers on the back of his van.
And a lot of times it's relationships too. Maybe there's really good promoters that they worked well with, but a very legendary career and a huge sports fan. Bob Weir was a big fan of the 49ers and the Warriors and the Giants, and he sang the national anthem at many, many games. He was buddies with Larry Bird and Bill Walton and all those 86 Celtics, Kevin McHale and all those guys. They'd come to concerts.
Bill Walton made sure everyone knew Bill Walton was a Deadhead. Every single broadcast he was on.
And I got every inside joke and every innuendo. I got all of them. And also the 1992 Lithuanian national team, the Soviet Union had collapsed. And so now Lithuania, instead of playing under the Soviet Union banner, is now playing under their own flag, and they were broke, man.
They had nothing.
So the Grateful Dead basically funded them with the 92 Olympics and supplied them with tie-dyes and sweatsuits and things like that. And amazingly enough, Lithuania went on to beat Russia in the bronze medal game. Just an amazing story. There's a Netflix documentary out called The Other Dream Team.
It's amazing.
It's very emotional, really, and a very historic.
Yes.
You don't have to be a sports fan. This is more of a history movie than it is a sports or music movie.
Yeah, think of it like Miracle,
It's kind
of like that.
Good stuff,
Except
man.
it's a doc. It's a doc.
Yeah, it's real.
It's totally real.
We're out of time, man.
We're out of time. Are we? Oh, God, we are.
Yeah, we're at 10 seconds over. Craig will be back next week and he'll join us next week. Want to thank Tamara for joining us.
Yes.
For her expertise on all things college football and the NFL. Enjoy your conference champion. Who you got real quick? Michael, you're going to have to edit this.
Yeah.
I got Seahawks and Patriots.
Yeah, I got Seahawks Patriots too.
Yeah.
I just don't see any other possibility. So.
But wait, man, I'll take any combination.
Hey,
that's going to do it for Sportswrap OT. We'll see you next week.